What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you are new to the channel, I am Golden Penning. I do new car, truck, SUV reviews on YouTube, and today we are in the new 2022 Volkswagen Passat, courtesy of Hanover Volkswagen in Hanover, PA. For more information on their inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. And so I am in this one today because this is the final year for the Volkswagen Passat. Sadly, I'm a big fan of sedans. You guys know I have one, so I'm always a little upset to see the sedans go. But again, this is the last year that Volkswagen will be producing the Passat. And to bid farewell to the Passat, there is a special edition, a limited edition trim level for this year. And I'll get to the trims in a second. Only 1,973 copies of this limited edition trim will be produced. And in addition to that, you do get Volkswagen's bumper-to-bumper warranty, which comes in at 4 years, 50,000 miles, which of course is a little bit better than your standard 3-year, 36,000 mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, so that's always good. And so in this video, I will be testing out and going over everything about this one, from acceleration to braking, steering feel, ride quality, sound system, exhaust clip, all of that fun stuff. So having said all of that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so there will be a few different trim levels for the 2022 Passat. First one being the SE, which actually is the one we have today, starting at $27,295. R-Line for $29,295. And lastly, that limited edition trim I mentioned, going for $30,295. But regardless of trim level that you go with, the power plant on the Passat is going to be the same. Powering the Passat is a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, putting out 174 horsepower at 5,200 RPM, 206 pound-feet of torque, coming in at 1,700 RPM. Power sent to the front wheels through a 6-speed automatic with paddle shifters only if you go with the R-Line trim level. Otherwise, you will get no paddle shifters. And all in all, 0 to 60 time is going to come in at approximately 7.8 seconds. Top speed, if you're interested, comes in at 116 miles per hour, with MPG numbers coming in at 23 in the city, 34 on the highway, taking regular unleaded fuel. But so now, having got all of that out of the way, real quick, you guys, before we do that acceleration test, we interrupt our regular scheduled programming for our sponsor for today's video, being the Ridge Wallet. And so they actually sent me 2 of them. These are pretty cool, but you guys got to see all the different colors that they have available. But their slogan is carry less, live more. So essentially what they're saying is, if you're tired of big bulky wallets in your pocket, go with this, because it is a fraction of the size and it's pretty heavy duty as well. Actually holds up to 12 cards in this wallet. I don't think anyone has more than 12 cards these days anyways. There's over 30 different colors and styles available, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. This is actually the burnt titanium I have here, you guys, and I also got a navy blue aluminum one as well. But there's tons of different designs out there, and of course, since they are built so durable, the Ridge actually warranties them with a lifetime warranty. So for whatever reason they break, you simply just send it back and they'll send you out a new one. But the Ridge team is actually so confident that you will like it, they'll actually let you test drive it for 45 days, and then you can send it back for a full refund if you don't love it. And it's also made with RFID blocking technology, which protects you from digital pickpocketers as well, which is pretty nice. So definitely feel free to check them out. I'll pin a comment in the comment section below this video, as well as in the description box. And of course, feel free to use my referral code, being Gold Pony, for an additional 10% off when you actually go to purchase your Ridge Wallet. And lastly, I did want to also mention they do have other products available, like this waterproof backpack that I'm going to be using from now on for my camera gear, so I don't get anything wet. And also, this thing charges up my camera batteries as well, or your laptop if you wanted to use it for school possibly. But this thing's definitely very heavy duty and I'm a big fan. But now let's go ahead and get back to that acceleration test. All right, so now since that is done, and I am a big fan of my titanium Ridge Wallet that I have right now, but let's go ahead and get to that acceleration test. Let's go ahead and find a straightaway, and let's see how quickly we can get our new 2022 Passat here up to speed. All right, I think this looks like a good spot. Let's get out on the road here, and here we go. A little bit of spinning. Still plenty of pull though. Yeah, you're not gonna have any issues with that one. Plenty of power to merge onto the highway. There was a smidge bit of spinning because, you know, all the power is being sent to the front wheels, so still not that bad though. Plenty of power, like I said, for merging onto the highway. But to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. And so up front, you will find 12.3-inch ventilated front discs. In the back, 10.7-inch solid rear discs. As far as that 60 to 0 stopping distance goes, get ready, you guys, 111 feet. That, my friends, is brilliant. And the reason I put it that way, typically in sedans, you're gonna find 120s. A lot of times in SUVs, you're gonna find 130s, but In the Passat, it's 111 feet. That's sports sedan good, you guys. And just for fun, let's go ahead and hit the brakes here. That's brilliant. I could see why that 111 feet number exists. This thing comes to an immediate stop when you hit the brake. Yeah, that'll do the trick. But anyways, then touching on suspension and handling, up front you're going to find an independent strut type front suspension. In the back, independent multi-link rear suspension, front and rear stabilizer bars. As far as the ride quality goes, it has been perfectly fine in my short test drive here today. I'm on some super smooth roads in Hanover right now, which is not the norm, but still plenty smooth in the Passat without a doubt. As far as steering feel goes, tends to lean a little bit on the looser side, if I'm being honest. I kind of expected a little bit heavier of a weight because typically Volkswagen does tend to lean more on the driver's car side of things. But yeah, the steering feel is a little bit on the looser side. Wouldn't have minded a little bit firmer of a feel to the steering, or a little bit heavier of a weight, I guess I should say. As far as cabin noise goes, I'm going 45 miles per hour right now. There's not a whole lot of exterior wind noise coming into the cabin. I do have the air on, so if anything, that noise is coming through, if you guys can pick that up on the camera. But other than that, cabin noise is perfectly fine. Definitely no issues there. And touching on visibility, because of the shape of the Passat, of course, you're not going to have absolutely any issues whatsoever with that rear visibility. And not only that, when it comes to forward visibility, Passat actually comes standard with rain sensing windshield wipers, meaning whenever this thing detects any kind of mist or rainfall, it's going to automatically turn on those windshield wipers for you. It's kind of like automatic headlights. So it's just one less thing you got to worry about, which is super convenient as well. But that about rounds out the performance segment of this review, guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2022 Volkswagen Passat. All right, you guys, here she is, the new 2022 and the final 2022 Volkswagen Passat. This one is finished in Aurora Red Metallic. However, let me first touch on the changes for the final year here in the 2022 model year. Exclusive Racing Green Metallic paint is going to be available for this final year. It's only going to be available for the limited edition trim, and it's going to be limited to 423 units if you wanted to get one of those last exclusive paint colors for the final year. But let's go ahead and start up front on this one. LED headlights do come standard across the board. Gotta love that. Every single trim level, including our SE trim level that we have here today. Of course, automatic feature coming with that as well, meaning when it starts to get dark out at night, those headlights are going to turn on automatically for you there. LED daytime running lights also coming standard. And then if you were to go with the R line or limited edition trims, you will actually also get an adaptive front lighting system. What that is when you're going around a bend at night, those headlights are going to swivel based on the direction of your steering angle, better help illuminating what is around that bend. So it's kind of a safety feature in itself. That's pretty cool. Also, for those two trims, you will get automatic high beams as well. And of course, if you were to go with that R-Line trim level, you will get an R-Line specific front bumper, a little more aggressive appearance to the front end there as well. But overall, very nice looking front end. Let's now go ahead and make our way to the side of the Passat. And so now, since we are around to this side, let's go ahead and start with chrome window surrounds coming standard across the board. Body colored power adjustable side mirrors also standard, and those side mirrors will be heated, by the way, as well. It's always nice. If you were to go with the limited edition trim, that is going to add gloss black side mirrors though, and a power folding feature as well, which is pretty cool. Then taking a look down at the wheel setup, 18-inch machine finished alloys coming with the SE. That of course is what you guys are currently looking at. 18-inch two-tone machine finished alloys for the limited edition. They will be a multi-spoke design, and then 19-inch machine finished alloys for the R design. Of course, with that being a more sporty looking package, they do have to bump the wheel size up a little bit there, but now pretty much rounds out the side. Let's now go ahead and make our way to the back. All right, and so now since we are around to the back here, gloss black shark fin antenna. I expected that to be body colored. I don't mind it in gloss black, but anyways, integrated rear spoiler, kind of. You can kind of see that, but there is an actual rear lip spoiler. If you were to go with the R line, it's going to be finished in gloss black, of course. Passat lettering spelled out horizontally. You guys can see that. LED taillights coming standard for all trim levels as well to match up with the LED headlights, of course. And just below it all, Volkswagen would have you believe that this thing is dual exhaust outlets with chrome tips. However, you guys can see there's plastic within those chrome tips. So there is actually a single exhaust outlet, if you guys can see that, tucked away underneath. But having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next. As always, here is that exhaust clip. Alright, so now since we are around back here of the Passat, when it comes to opening that rear trunk, there actually is a button on the key fob. That is one way. There's also a button on the driver's side door, and of course there is a button on the trunk itself then as well. But I will say, if you go with the limited edition trim level, it is a hands-free trunk, which is pretty darn cool. But anyways, once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at a very impressive 15.9 cubic feet. That's a good bit for a sedan. If that was not enough space though, there are some levers located in that trunk where you can just simply pull on them. There is a 60-40 split, meaning the rear seats are going to fold down, bumping that up quite substantially, of course. And in that cargo area, you can also, of course, find some cargo lighting back there. And if you lift up underneath the cargo floor, you will find a spare tire as opposed to the fix-a-flat, in case anybody was curious about that. Then make our way to the rear legroom. That is going to come in at 39.1 inches. So for reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I have back there. I had legroom for days back there. There's so much space back there. It was wonderful. Anyways, rear center armrest with cup holders also coming standard. Rear ventilation also coming standard. Dual USB charging ports. You don't always find that in sedans, but that also comes standard across the board. You do have front seat back map pockets, and if you wanted heated rear seats, simply go with the limited edition trim level. So that's pretty cool that they offer them as well. But then make your way to the front seats. 8-way power driver seat with power lumbar for all trim levels. Memory settings are going to come on the limited edition. You will get, of course, limited edition badging on the seats as well for that trim level. Leatherette surfaces coming with the SE and R line. That's what you're currently looking at. Leather seating coming with the limited edition, and then heated front seats coming with every single trim level across the board. You gotta love that. And overall seating is plenty comfortable. No issues there whatsoever. But then taking a look at the steering wheel, it is tilt and telescoping. It is leather wrapped for all trim levels across the board. And it does get a flat bottom, which I thought was pretty cool as well. Then make our way to the startup. Let me start by showing you guys the key here. You do have your Volkswagen logo on the one side, and when you flip it over, lock, unlock, the button to pop the rear trunk, and the ×2 button is going to be remote start, which by the way comes standard on every single trim level across the board, including a push button start. That also comes standard on all trims. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that engine start button located just to the left of the shifter there. And so upon startup here, tachometer is all the way to your left, speedometer all the way to your right. There is a small digital display front and center to control what is on that digital display. There are some steering wheel mounted controls found on the right side of the steering wheel. It gives you different things like your safety information. There's your Bluetooth information, radio settings. There, of course, is how many miles you have left until you hit empty as well. And you can choose to display a digital speedometer up there if you wanted to too. So pretty much everything you could possibly want up on the digital portion, at least, of the gauges. But then making our way to overall interior quality. Power sunroof is going to come standard on all trim levels across the board. Overhead sunglass holder also coming standard for all trim levels. Dual zone climate control, again, all trim levels are going to get that. Ambient lighting is going to come then on the R line and the limited edition trim levels, but you won't get it, unfortunately, on our SE that we have here today, but that is pretty cool. Did want to also mention we do have a frameless rear view mirror with a little compass in the upper right hand corner and home link controls for up to 3 different garage doors. I was a big fan of that. I like the design to the air vent as well here on the Passat. It kind of continues on just above the infotainment screen to just above the passenger side glove box. It's a pretty cool look. Just in front of the shifter, you do have some rubberized storage to perhaps store your phone. You have a USB charging port, 12-volt power outlet. Just behind the shifter, you of course have your dual cup holders, followed by a little bit of rubberized storage. And within the center armrest, there is a decent amount of storage in there as well. But overall, it's finished pretty much like you would expect the Passat to be finished. Nothing too crazy, but it certainly will get the job done. But then taking a look at the infotainment screen, again, it's going to differ amongst the trim levels. 6.3-inch color touchscreen display with the SE and R line. 8-inch color touchscreen display then coming with the limited edition. Either way, you get Bluetooth and audio streaming. You still get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay either way. Factory navigation system though, coming with the R line and limited edition. You could check out your weather information up there if you wanted to. Also your radio information. And so when it comes to the sound system, the basic sound system is going to come with the SE that we have today, unfortunately. But if you go with that R line or limited edition, you're going to get a Fender premium sound system. But again, that's not the one we have today. So let's go ahead and turn to the radio, see what we got playing today, and let's test out our standard sound system we have here on the SE. Actually, that was dang loud. Probably one of the loudest sound systems that are out there right now, believe it or not. Clarity was plenty fine, not a whole lot of bass, but maybe it's because that song didn't have a whole lot of bass in it, but actually kind of surprising. That sound system wasn't that bad for being the standard sound system on our SE here. But last thing I want to mention to you guys on the infotainment screen at least is when you do put the Passat in reverse, you of course will find a rear view camera coming standard across the board, letting you know who or what is behind you, which is always is going to lead us into safety. And so to start, front side carrier airbags do come standard. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. Rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard across the board will include a forward collision mitigation system, forward collision warning with autonomous emergency braking, blind spot monitoring system with rear cross traffic alert, adaptive cruise control, and then lane departure warning as well. But so overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here of the 2022 Passat, again, if you wanted one, now is the time to get it because this is the final year. You get tons of space in this thing, including tons of rear legroom. Whenever I sit in this car, I feel like it is among the most rear legroom that is in existence right now. I have tons of space back there. Cargo space is equally as impressive. Nice exterior design to this one, nice ride quality. As far as constructive criticism goes, maybe some digital gauges to match even the Volkswagen Taos would be nice. All-wheel drive availability would be nice to kind of match up with the Toyota Camry, I guess you could say, but overall, doesn't matter. This is the final year, so let me know what you guys think of the Passat in the comments section below. That is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on TikTok at the bottom of the screen there if you want to see what's coming next on this channel before it actually gets to YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews. That is what we do here on this channel after all. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.